Chemistry class, Fatima Convent High School. Myself, Dipali. Chapter 4, Carbon and its Compounds, Class 10. In this session, we are going to understand nomenclature of carbon and its compounds. Now, the word nomenclature itself tells us its meaning. Nomenclature means naming the compounds or giving a particular name to the substances formed from carbon so that we can easily remember them. Now, there are many prefix and many suffix added to the root or the main word given the name of the compound. And there are certain laws and rules to be followed. Once you are clear with these rules and laws, you will be easily able to name any substance given to you. Let us begin. The names of the compounds in a homologous series are based on the basics of carbon chain modified by a prefix phrase before or suffix phrase afterwards, indicating the nature of the functional group. For example, the name of alcohol is taken in activity 4.2 as methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol. Here, if you try to observe, then there is something similar between these words. Meth and all, eth and all, prop and all, but and all. So, now if you try to understand, naming a carbon compound can be done by following method. Identify the number of carbon atoms in the compound first. A compound having 3 carbon would have the name propane. We already discussed this before, that if it is having 1 carbon, we call it as meth, 2 carbon, then eth, 3 carbon, then prop, 4 carbon, then but, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 hept, 8 oct, 9 nona or nano, 10 deca, and so on. So these are first 10. Then if it is 3, we know it is propane. Now, in case a functional group is present, it is indicated in the name of the compound, which is either a prefix or a suffix. Now, what are functional groups? We understood in the previous session. These are the basic functional group. There are many more, but for your 10th standard syllabus, only these many are given, where alcohol, aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid, and haloalkanes. These are the functional groups which are represented as formula by OH, CHO, CO, and COOH, and Cl, Br, I, and F. So now, some of them will take a prefix and some of them will take a suffix. Now, if the name of the functional group is to be given as a prefix and the suffix of the functional group begins with a vowel A-I-O-U, then the name of the carbon chain is modified by deleting the final E and adding the appropriate suffix. For example, a 3 carbon chain with a ketone group can be named in the following manner. Prop, that is propane, O-N-E. So, E from this group is eliminated and O-N is added. And if the carbon chain is unsaturated, then the final AN in the name of the carbon chain is substituted by EN or YN as given in the table. For example, the 3 carbon chain with a double bond can be called as propene, and if it is triple bond, we would call as propyne. So you can see here few functional groups given to you. First is haloalkanes, where it is F, Cl, Br, and I. The prefix will be according to the functional group attached. If it is F, then fluoro, Cl, then chloro, Br then bromo, and I then iodo. So you can see here there are 3 carbon, main chain carbons are 3. So prop, that is the root word. Then the prefix chloro as a functional group is halo. And all single bonds, so ANE. This is how nomenclature is given. Same way bromopropane, because Br is attached. Alcohol, the functional group is OH. So suffix OL is added. So here we have prop and single bond, so AN and OL for the alcohol group. Aldehyde, that is CHO group is added and it is a suffix AL, so propane, al. Then ketone, C double bond O or CO is added. Now here, if propane non, that is 3 carbons, AN for single bond and ONE for CO group. Then carboxylic acid. Now in carboxylic acid and any functional group already containing carbon, if the C is counted, then we say oic acid, and if C is not counted, then we say carboxylic acid. So here we are counting C as a part of the main chain, where C, C and C. So prop for 3 carbons, N for all the single bonds, and oic acid for COOH group. Alkene, that is a double bond between the carbon. Because there is a double bond, we will have a suffix ENE in place of ANE, and there is a triple bond, and so we will add the suffix YNE. These are the basic functional groups and nomenclature system of carbon. For other substances and other functional group, there are many more rules, but for this class we are going to have only this much. Let us do few examples. Now here let us count the number of carbons first. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbons. 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbons. So you will write 4 carbons means but. Now are there any double bonds between the carbon-carbon? No. So AN. And there is a carboxylic group or the oic acid group. So that will be butanoic acid. And for more precise nomenclature, you have to mention it is on 1 carbon, first carbon. So you say 1 butanoic acid, but not necessary for you this year. Now next we have here, if you start here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have to see that the functional group gets the lowest number. So here total 6 carbons, so hex, all single bonds, so N, and here we have a chlorine group, so it cannot be a suffix, it has to be prefix, so it will be 2-chlorohexane. One more. Now here, this has to get the smallest place or the first place. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be counted as a substituent group. Now here, we have total main chain 6. So hex, all single bond, so An, and the functional group is aldehyde. So you will say Al, hexanal. But there is one CH3 group attached at the second carbon, so it will be 2-methyl hexanal. This is how you can name various substances. Let us do few from the exercise. If you see here, ethanoic acid. Now, eth means 2 carbon and oic acid. Here, so the C is counted. So, you have OOH and here H. The 3 hydrogen valency are completed. You have to see that the valencies are completed. Here, this will be a double bond here. So, 3 are completed and so 1 H. This is ethanoic acid. Then you have, next is bromopentane. So in bromopentane, first 5 carbons and Ane, so all single bond, bromo is Br. So this is bromopentane. Complete the valencies with H. Next is butanone. But means 4 carbon and ONE. So now here aldehyde group, because ketone group, that is C double bond O group. Now complete the valency as H, H, H. Then you have hexanal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have CHO group. So this is hexanal. Now next is CH3CH2Br. So 2, so it is Bromo Ethane. This is methanol, because only one carbon and COO group. Then we have triple bond here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 carbons. So hex. And why any? Because there is a triple bond present. So hexine. This is how you give nomenclature to various carbon and its compounds. Thank you.